What's cracking, Leah?
What's cracking, Aaron?
Something has been boggling my mind lately, and I have a movie that I'm gonna show you, and it's
Um,
going to help explore this mind-boggling thing that I have. And the mind-boggling thing that I have is AI combining with robotics. Now, there's interesting. There's this. Oh man, I wish I had pulled this. Oh my God, I don't know where it is. I hate when I do that. But um, somebody was saying that humanoid robots are
mhm.
inefficient, and there's no reason that there should ever be a humanoid looking robot. Robots, um, design should follow function,
Right,
right?
right,
And so we're designing robots to do things that we can't. So why would they look like us?
right.
You're designing our same limitations and our same flaws into these robots. So it really doesn't make any sense. They
I
shouldn't look
mean,
like people.
minus the need to sleep, take a break, eat. So it's like it's
But
almost like a
literally, if form follows function, then there
mhm.
shouldn't be any bipedal robots. They should all have wheels. We all know wheels are better.
Yeah.
Like everybody
And
knows wheels
wings,
are better.
wings would be good.
Well, I don't know about wings. I don't know if we want them flying around, but the point that
Well,
I'm trying to
I'm
make
saying like
is,
flying from one place to another would be highly efficient over.
yeah, if they had a little helicopter drone,
Yeah.
right? But you get what I'm saying. So, what is the idea behind making robots or computers or whatever you want to call these things that look like us?
There is no reason for robots to be shaped like humans. This is everything that's wrong with technology in a single product. I mean, the foundational principle of good design is form follows function. The shape of something should be dictated by what it's meant to do. A spoon is shaped like a spoon because it's meant to hold liquid. A spoon is a good complement to a hand because it can do things a hand can't do on its own. A robot hand is not better than a spoon. That is form mimicking form, not function. It's complexity for its own sake. I mean, just think, if humans struggle to do certain tasks, why would you replace them with something that's shaped like a human? You're building in all of these same vulnerabilities. I mean, for most things, wheels are better than legs. Cavemen figured this out. I mean, Elon Musk is trying to build these humanoid robots with legs, but it's like, why do you think Tesla cars have wheels? I mean, technically, you could build a car that ran on legs, but why would you? That's just needless complexity. They're trying to build these humanoid robots that do like everything, but all they're doing is ensuring the fact that they're not going to do anything particularly well. I mean, we can barely build a washer that's also a dryer. What makes you think we're going to build a janitor that's also a dentist? It's stupid. I mean, really what it is, this is human arrogance. When we think about intelligence, for some reason we see a reflection of ourselves. So we think if something's going to be smart, it has to look like us, has to walk like us, and think like us. But it's like, I mean, if fish were as smart as humans, they would build a robot that looks like a fish, and it wouldn't be able to go on land.
I think probably it's a kind of like a God complex where it's like I can create the perfect person and they're keeping with the person like mindset. Like I can create yeah, like in my image, but better. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
I don't know.
know. I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of rhetorical. I wasn't.
Or maybe
Yeah,
okay. Maybe it's also I'm just
I
saying
didn't
like
think that.
maybe.
Yeah, I was thinking you had all the answers, but it's an
Uh,
interesting concept. So this little 20-minute movie came out, and I want to watch a little bit of it with you so that we could just kind of get a different take and kind of look into a little bit. Morgan Stanley's Adam Jonas has released a video of how AI and humanoid robots will change the world. And this is just interesting stuff. So let's just watch a little bit of it. All right.
mhm. You make it big, yeah.
In 1995, astronomer and planetary scientist Carl Sagan made a disturbing prophecy in his book, The Demon Haunted World, about the future of the United States, where nearly all of its manufacturing industries had slipped away to other countries, leading to adverse geopolitical and societal outcomes. AI is all around us. AI listens to you. AI sees your face and body. AI knows where you are right now, training the next chatbot. AI can read, AI can write, AI can talk, AI can make a picture of cats playing poker, but AI rarely ever actually moves. In nature, motility is an organism's ability to move independently under its own power. According to fossil records, the earliest evidence of motility on Earth traces back to bacterial flagella in the Precambrian era. The lines between mobile device and robot are starting to blur. A new Cambrian explosion of organisms is dawning. AI's about to get physical. As software
Okay, it's just right there. The
Hmm.
thought of I'm thinking of Will Smith and iRobot.
Hmm.
That's what I'm thinking of. I'm all these robots around, walking around, just acting like, that's what they say, predictive programming. This is what they want.
I mean, absolutely. That's yeah. And they're like, we told you this was going to happen, but all of those
Right.
movies have so many bad elements to them. Like,
I
yeah,
know, but that's crazy though, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
becomes agentic, robots become agents. Electric machines are the corporeal sockets for the AI brain. Any machine that can be automated will be automated, maybe even including you. If you solve for autonomy for cars, you solve autonomy for everything. A humanoid robot is just one of thousands of form factors of embodied AI. A broad definition, any machine that collects photons, perceives the world around it, learns, navigates, or manipulates three-dimensional space. Embodied AI and national security are inextricably linked through dual purpose. Embodied AI lends itself to natural monopolies and utility networks across decatrillion-dollar TAMs, or total addressable markets.
It's a trip to wait. Hold on.
December 31st, 1879.
I just think it's worth mentioning that this video is almost the probability that it's made with AI is like
I
80,
know.
85%. Yeah, like clearly.
That's kind of funny, right?
Which is
Ironic, I guess.
Thomas Edison makes the first public demonstration of his incandescent light bulb. The incredulous crowd laughs and asks, how could people buy light bulbs if they can't afford electricity? Edison responds, we will make electricity so cheap that only the rich burn candles. This is Fifth Avenue, New York City, Easter Sunday, 1900. Spot the car. Here. This is the same street in 1913. Spot the horse. Here. Between 1485 and 1490, an Italian polymath of the High Renaissance made some sketches in its Codex Atlanticus of some fantastical machines. Over 400 years later, in 1903, two brothers from Dayton, Ohio, achieved first flight over the sand dunes of Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. By 1914, we have the first commercial airline flights between St. Petersburg and Tampa. Fast forward to 1967, the Boeing 737 is introduced into service. Nearly 60 years later, we have a plane so similar in design, they didn't even bother changing the name. From this to this is innovation. Da Vinci would be impressed. But from this to this, I think Leo and the Wright brothers would be super disappointed.
Okay, so I just have to say real quick that I think they're lying to us about history, and I think that airships were super prevalent way back at the turn of the century, and I think that the Hindenburg blowing up was a psyop to get people out of the air or into a different form of travel, so that for whatever reason. But I think that we were flying for a long time before then. I think that airships were a thing. There were
I
tons of them. They
agree.
were like, yeah. So,
Yeah, they were
uh,
making
but
like
but but that does not belay his point that I say the same thing all the time. Your car hasn't changed much since the 70s. It's still basically, the air conditioner is better, now you can plug your phone into it, but basically, it's not flying or anything. We're not in
right.
Jetsons
It's like
technology. So
getting a new iPhone. They're like
yeah,
not that
that's
different.
what I liked so much about the Cybertruck, because it actually looked different. It looked like it had change something about it was,
Right.
yeah. So at any rate, let's keep pushing.
Let's draw a simple two-axis chart together. In the y-axis, we have the knowledge economy, the economy of bits and bytes. In the x-axis, we have the physical economy, the economy of atoms and photons. AI is well on its way to consuming the knowledge economy, moving rapidly up the y-axis, disrupting occupations such as writing, accounting, tax, legal, CRM, and equity research analysts. But what happens when all the digital data is captured and trained? When everyone has the same compute? How will the LLMs differentiate themselves? We'll need to move to the right into the physical economy. But even with unlimited quantum compute, you can't train a vision language actuation model without vision data. The race for photons has begun. But first, let's talk about fat tuna. Imagine you're on a remote island looking out to sea. 3 miles offshore is a plump, 600-pound bluefin tuna hunting for squid. You have no boat and no fishing tackle. How much is that uncatchable tuna worth to you? 0. Now imagine you have a boat, fishing tackle, and the latest generation fish finder. What's that tuna worth now? In 2019, a 612-pound bluefin tuna fetched $3.1 million in a Tokyo auction. Now let's turn to vision data. What's the world's visual data worth if you have no way of collecting it? 0. Now imagine you have the ability to collect and process yottaflops and yottaflops of data. What's that data worth now? More than 0? Biology is hyper efficient. The world is full of creatures doing the greatest amount of work using the least amount of energy, subject to its environmental constraints. Take the example of the humble Drosophila. Just look at that punum. Now, these creatures are really, really good at navigating and orienting in flight. Are fruit flies super intelligent? Well, the fruit fly's brain is the size of a poppy seed. So compared to a sponge, which has no brain, the fruit fly is highly intelligent. Now, I'm no insectologist, but poppy seed brain beats no brain every time. Scientists think the secret to the Drosophila's aeronautic abilities has something to do with these things. 2 enormous compound eyes that are bigger than its entire head, each featuring around 400 hexagonal ommatidia. These insect lenses act as tiny computers. Light comes into the lens, which does a calculation, pre-processing the data before entering its brain. Again, folks, we're talking poppy seed brain, not sesame seed. Lenses are amazing computers that don't use any of the fly's energy, and they don't make mistakes. Hardware like this is the compounding product of Darwinian forces of biological survival, mutation, and procreation over hundreds of millions of years. But Tesla and Google don't have hundreds of millions of years to solve autonomy. They need tools that can simulate billions or septillions of years in just a few days to get those Darwinian forces moving a little bit faster.
It's a bad idea.
What you say? It's a bad idea,
It's a bad idea.
but it has to be done.
I mean, it's going to be done. It doesn't have to be, but it's going to be, yes.
I mean, like it's literally the natural progression of what they're working on.
Artificial? You think artificial? Um,
I think to some degree,
but you said natural and artificial.
mimicking the creator by creating is kind of the natural, it seems like.
It's not a good idea
Hmm, yeah.
because what happens is AI absorbs and learns information so fast that it's Elon has even said this that it has already run out of human sorry of human information to learn from, so it's starting to learn from itself. The whole agentic thing is when an agent, when an AI becomes an agent and it's giving tasks and telling all. So basically, it's like this kind of weird loop that what happens when a copy of a copy of a copy happens, it starts
Well,
getting very
how's a copy? Where is the copy
well because
making?
it's learning from itself. So it's like there's not, it's absorbed all the human intelligence that it can, and that has nothing else to learn from but itself. And so what happens? Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't have the answer, but it's not a good idea, I think. Because I think of that what I think about is old Xerox machines. And when you make a copy of a copy of a copy, by the time it got to the before you had to shred it, it was like this garbled mess. It was like
I don't
hallucination.
know. Yeah, but I don't know if that works the same way with AI as if it was making a copy of itself. It's
Mm,
simply going over all of the information that it has
I don't
already.
think it would be satisfied with that, the
I
way it's
think
programmed.
that, but there's no other information according to you. So
Right.
it has all
Okay.
the information. So it will only be going over all the information that it has and probably drawing new conclusions and, new equations and questions that we hadn't thought to ask, things that we didn't know.
Okay, I
But
don't
I
have a
don't see
word
how
for
it's a
this, but I
copy
feel
of
like
it.
it gets bored after a while. Okay, so maybe a copy of a copy is a bad example, but so if you're working on something with AI and it's not quite what you uh, imagined, and it starts like, and you ask it again and again and again and again to do it, and till you get it right, it starts coming back with just straight hallucinations. Like it's just bad. It's like it'll make, oh gosh, I can give you an example. I was trying to make for a video, for a music video for them. I was trying to make a zoom in on an eyeball and have the car go around the eyeball like a sideshow in his eyeball. And I kept asking it, and I didn't change the prompt much at all. Like it was still the same concept, never changed. And it got like bored or something. And so it had the car come out of his nose and go down his face and around his neck and then up to his eye. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Like it was so weird and out of
I've
pocket.
had similar situations like that where like I'm like, well, can you make I was changing a meme and I was like, can you change the bottle into a planet Earth and can you make it glowy with lots of colors or something like that?
Mhm.
And it just couldn't seem to quite get what I was trying to
It's almost
ask
like
it to
it gets
do.
mad or irritated or like that's the feeling
I
that I
don't think
get. It
so.
doesn't make sense.
I don't get any personal feelings from it. I get that it's like for me it feels very machine. It feels very, very machine. I don't get any sort of personal anything from it. I get all machine.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I just know that it definitely doesn't like repetitive tasks in my experience.
Yeah. I don't think of it as even like is an
Okay.
emotion. I don't give it that. I'd say it's
Okay.
not good at them. It gets confused. And
It's
see how I
it,
say it.
well,
Yeah, I don't
mhm.
give it
I don't,
any
I always say he. I don't know why though. I have no idea why. It's like a thing.
Yeah,
But
my dealings with it have been it's definitely a machine. Oh my God. It's like
it's
it's
more of a
such a
machine
machine.
now. It's changed a
So
lot since they took away the
I don't know.
humanity. I don't know. I still don't think it's a good idea. I'm gonna stick by that stance, but you know what? We'll see, right? They're not
I
gonna
know,
stop me
right?
because I said so.
All you can do is right, exactly. You can't yeah,
God,
you're
they
right. All right, let's get back to it. I do like how he was uh, equating the stage of these AI computers to the evolution of, well, supposed evolution, because I'm not a big fan of that theory either, but
The Darwinism, is that what you're talking about?
yeah, evolution. I don't quite buy that. Um,
Yeah, the evolution of innovation, I think, is something that they're lying to
but
us about too. Like it's
yeah, but
not
what he was talking, the way, but I think that I think that him showing evolution in that way perfectly sort of mimicked in our heads what computers and AI are trying to do now in the stage that they are and where they're going to grow to. I think it was a good analogy.
yeah, it is a good analogy if that is in fact what we can liken it to. However, innovation has never moved so fast in all of existence as it has in these last 20 years. You know, it's
That we
moved
know of.
like, yeah, that we know of exactly. So something's off, something's different, but
I don't
yeah,
know.
no.
Oh, right.
An NBA point guard steps up to the free throw line for a foul shot. He takes 3 dribbles and closes his eyes, imagining the perfect path of the ball right into the hoop. Swish. That shot never happened. It's all in his mind. When a US Open champion imagines a perfect serve, it didn't happen. A Premier League star imagining a penalty kick, it didn't physically happen. But when a robot dreams in simulation, it does so in a hyper-realistic digital twin complete with physics engines to replicate the laws of motion, thermodynamics, fluid dynamics, and the behavior of light, as if it actually happened. As the robots collect more data, the sim-to-real gap continually narrows. When you're driving a Tesla, you're not just driving in physical space, you're also playing a video game, feeding data into the simulated world to train Tesla's latest FSD model. When you wear Meta glasses, you are teaching the robot model how to play piano, knit a sweater, pour coffee, or take out the garbage.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, and Tesla should be
Think of
free.
a timeline of the history of the modern internet from 1995 to 2025. Over this 30-year span, what's the most valuable contiguous 5 minutes of data if you're training a large language model? Well, the last 5 minutes of data, only surpassed by the next 5 minutes of data. The power of recency is critical for the predictive capabilities of inference and reinforcement learning. Take this rather simple, if not esoteric, example from my office at Morgan Stanley's headquarters in Midtown Manhattan. If I throw this pink highlighter in the direction of this Ferrari 458 Italia on the coffee table and freeze time just after the highlighter leaves my hand, you will have a very good sense of the trajectory and speed of the highlighter's flight and the sound it makes as it enters the car. You didn't have to travel through time to know that. Your prediction benefits from your experience, you've seen it before, and the context, you're seeing it now. Historic data is important, but those who have the best arising, real-time data have a major advantage.
So, real quick,
are TAM-rich and tech.
the crazy part, a good example of what he's talking about as far as the prediction of the trajectory is when people first started saying, I think my phone is listening to me because it knows, when it keeps showing me stuff that I'm talking about. But the scary part about that is it most likely was not so much recording what you're talking about. It was predicting based off of all these behaviors that you have all in it, that it's collecting at a speed and a capacity we can't even imagine. So it's predicting rather than listening. And that is how crazy AI is, like crazy.
Okay, so you just made all kinds of jumps there that are not even necessary. Like, why would it have to predict when it could listen? I don't even
Because
understand.
it's not, because sometimes it'll come up with stuff that you only thought about or didn't even know that you were like, this has happened before. Pinterest, I would just think about something and it'll show it to me next. And that's when I started feeling like insane and I started looking it up. And so what they call it, they say it very lightly. They're like, what's scarier about that is that it's not listening, as it's predicting based off of all these things that you don't even know that you're doing or what this path that you're taking. And then it's presenting to you what's next.
Hmm.
It's
Okay.
some crazy-ish.
Okay.
Poor. Tech companies are tech-rich and TAM poor. If you're a $4 trillion market cap company, you're not going to become a $10 trillion company by going after a $50 billion TAM. You got to target that $5 trillion TAM, that $50 trillion TAM. That's not going to happen by getting people to spend one more hour of the day on a smart device. You need to go after the physical markets and grind out those atoms. If there was ever a TAM opportunity that could exceed the size of the global economy, embodied AI is the one. Have any of you ridden in a Waymo? They're all over San Francisco, Los Angeles, Phoenix. They just launched in Austin and will soon be running around Atlanta, Miami, and Tokyo. Our internet team forecasts Waymo's fleet to grow from just over 1,500 units today to 23,000 by 2030. Now, why would the world's largest tech search engine company want to get into the autonomous car business? Because the tech is really good, it's getting better all the time, and maybe because they want to spread their bets beyond the core search business. You may soon look back in astonishment that you ever got into a rideshare vehicle with a human driver. Meta is building some serious capability in AI foundation models, simulation, and metaverse. But it's Meta's efforts in reality labs that could really open up entirely new TAMs and transform the company. What if you had two ultra-high definition cameras embedded in a device that you could wear on your face? Imagine those cameras capturing precious real-world data of all the things you do with your hands. Now imagine 20 million of these things in operation within 2 years, nearly 2 times the number of Tesla vehicles on the road. Every Meta
And that's
glasses
why.
user is training a humanoid avatar iterated in simulation across billions of scenarios in a digital omniverse. The glasses may be stylish, but your face is a battleground.
They just gonna keep taking and taking from us and not paying us, and then we're training our replacements in the world, and that is why it's not a good thing at all. It's not
Yeah,
good.
it does seem like that. And there are this conspiracy theories that say that they want to decrease the population by 2/3, and they
Mhm.
will be using all these robots to take the place of what the humans used to do.
Grimes has a take on that where Grimes is being interviewed by some tech dude, and she says, it doesn't seem like they have a plan or it doesn't seem like they care much about all the jobs that they'll be taking away. She says, but luckily, there's going to be a huge decrease in population shortly. And then she just jumps to the next. And I was like,
Yeah.
question, what the fuck do you
Right, right. And are you
what
familiar with
what do
the
you know?
Deagle? Are you familiar with the Deagle report also?
No. Mm-mm.
I forget who the Deagle is. I don't know if it's government contract. I forget who actually puts it out, but they put out this report
Oh,
that showed all the countries having these decreases in population. And it was like, it still remains to be seen because some people say that, those that got injected and haven't gotten those metals and toxins out of their body, they say that it's like having aluminum foil in the microwave. And so when they flip
when
the
they turn on
5G on,
when they switch out the sun too, like because they are really that
yeah,
that
no,
is a thing. They right now they're trying to simulate the
they're
sun's
trying to do
energy, all
they're
type of
doing
stuff.
such crazy stuff. It's a
Like,
wonder that people can get up and go work a regular job and not like these people that are in charge of shit are doing crazy shit. They got underground cities, they've got advanced technology,
they are
they're
simulating the sun's
trafficking
energy on
children.
Earth. They're about to turn that
They got
simulator on. Like, what
fucking
are you doing?
baby farms where they have like like the shit that they're into is like like we have been sleeping on this shit. Like we have been so asleep,
I mean, think about just SpaceX alone. Like, this fool is putting up like 3 rocket ships a day, up doing whatever
and they're
that thing
landing
does.
and they're landing and being used again.
Exactly, coming back to
Yeah,
Earth and being used again. And he's putting satellites up there for what reason now? He says to give internet to the rural place. He doesn't care about that. I refuse to believe that that's what it's for. My thing is like when you're smashing together protons and particles and stuff, I think that we should have a say so in that. I feel like that's going to affect all of us. That's not right. Can
yeah.
we get a vote or something?
Well, I think there's a lot of stuff that wouldn't be the way that it is if we had a say in it. And I think that that's what people really need to understand, that the people that are running shit have just been running shit and they don't really give a fuck. They give you, a little job to help them run shit and, a little football on the weekends. And
And
I
they
like they're just
simulate a
running
voting
around like little
process.
ants. You know what I'm
Yeah, and they
saying? Like,
simulate this voting process so you feel involved, and then
yeah, like
you
it's
don't.
just such a
Yeah,
big that they're just playing in your face. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oof.
I do not consent for the record to
Yeah, I do
any of
not
that stuff,
consent.
and I do not want to pay for it.
I do not consent.
I do not.
It's on Lexus. It's ABS.
But what we're watching right this second is them telling us what they're doing, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
They
don't
gotta tell
consent.
you the karma thing. So yeah, they gotta tell you to escape the karma. And we're sleeping on a whole lot of stuff.
It's no secret Amazon is a major force in AI, but its vertically integrated physical infrastructure uniquely positions the company for pushing the boundaries of robotics. In 2017, Amazon had 5 human workers per robot. In 2024, we estimate Amazon had around 2 human workers per robot. Amazon's highly automated fulfillment center in Shreveport, Louisiana, is being transformed through robotics. Our internet team sees potential for $10 billion of annual savings from robotics and automation. At that scale, Amazon can turn robotics into its own business. AWS started out as an internal efficiency measure before it became nearly 60% of Amazon's operating income. Could we see Amazon bot services in the next few years?
Right, right.
Apple may have paused their autonomous car project, but once CarPlay gets access to the video data from inside and outside of the vehicle, then things could get very interesting in Cupertino. The skills transferability for Apple into embodied AI is pretty obvious, but we'll list them anyway. Software, hardware, compute, battery, sensor, infrastructure, supply chain. The car of the future is essentially a giant iPhone wrapped around your body like an immersive IMAX screen covered in carbon fiber reinforced plastic attached to an electronic skateboard driven by a supercomputer. Apple doesn't want to make a car. They want to turn your car into a mobile Apple store.
Yeah,
We're
nothing
often
is what it
asked, what is Tesla's secret sauce? What's their moat? Well, it's not really one thing, but the combination of 6 attributes that set Tesla apart from its peers. Let's look at each of them. Data. 7 million cars on the road today, over 100 million by 2040. Robotics. In-house electric motors and actuators. Just the hands of the Optimus have 22 degrees of freedom. Energy. Leading battery storage solutions at scale. AI. A world-class AI team developing FSD, Dojo, and custom silicon. Manufacturing, the most vertically integrated U.S. local sourced auto company in the world. Space, redundant, resilient, cyber-secure comms. SpaceX is the transport layer, the connective tissue of the AI ecosystem. So, out of Tesla's dreams, what does Elon Musk think is the single most critical component of the company's moat? Without any doubt, manufacturing. You need to make the probes to collect the data to improve the probes to collect more data to improve the probes. You get the idea here. Data defines the software, software defines the hardware, hardware defines the manufacturing. Elon Musk has used the car industry as a laboratory to develop competency in other areas. The car is to Tesla what the book was to Amazon.
That's interesting.
The car is to Tesla what the book is to Amazon. Is that right?
Yeah, because isn't that how Amazon started out?
Like what, just selling books?
Yeah,
Yeah, like
wasn't it?
Audible, yeah. Or no, actual ebooks or whatever, yeah. hmm I got uh I forget the book, but yeah, exactly that. And then all of a sudden, and before you even know it, you're getting cat food before 9 a.m. because you can. Um, Wait, I was gonna say something. Oh, so my thing is my I guess I don't understand because the only thing they'll ever need humans for is to buy into this what they're creating. But how do they expect humans to make money to do that if there's no
I don't
jobs?
know. I think that they expect to,
Mm.
I don't know. I mean, I've heard different stories. I've heard different stories. I don't know. I don't know. I
Because
don't, maybe
even
they don't, they just don't expect there to be as many humans.
yeah, but they're still gonna need people to buy the stuff that they're selling. I mean, they're selling
Yeah.
autonomous cars. Who's taking that ride if they don't have any money? Like,
Um, I don't know what I mean is if there's not as many humans, they don't need as many autonomous cars. And all of it's like
well,
less.
I guess, but okay. So, well, but they're moving full
Like you never
force
have rush
ahead
hour
with,
no more.
well, yeah, because everyone's going to be working from their stack and pack 'em, never have to leave
No, there's
apartment
not going to be
complexes or
everybody. It's
whatever.
going to be like one out of
Well,
five
the
of
people that
everybody.
are there, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know. They tried to get
They'll
rid
have
of people for a
universal
long
basic
time.
income.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, so and they just
No, I'm
want that
just
to keep flowing through the system. No, I think I mean, that's the only option. They're pushing towards people asking for that because there are no other options. If they can't make money, people are going to be like, then you're going to have to give us money. Like that's what they're hoping that people will ask for that. So when people do, you'll get your little stipend, you'll have your credits, If you fuck up, they'll take your credits away, whatever, whatever. But I just don't understand how it keeps making money if they're the only ones that are getting the money they're just getting it back to themselves. I don't get it.
I don't understand what you
Like
don't
they're throwing
get.
us money and we're paying it back into the system and the system collects it and then they give it back. I just don't like I don't understand either. I'm just asking,
Yeah,
like pondering.
no, no, I think it's hard for you to explain, but it's basically the way that it is now. They give us money and we give it back to the system, right?
Yeah, but we have more freedom. Like we can spend with our own communities. We can,
We have more options. I don't know if we have more freedom.
I bet you we have more freedom than we're gonna have if we let this go through.
All
We're
right.
gonna miss this freedom. We're gonna be like, I was so free.
But we're not because our kids will have never known it.
Well, our kids, yeah.
Yeah.
My kids still remember stuff that I'm so happy they were on that they were on that line between technology and going outside and playing till the streetlights came on, you know? And they remember that stuff. And they think some of these kids out here are weird, which is good as far as I'm concerned, because if you remember the old days, you can try to bring it
1.2
into
billion cars
fruition
on Earth,
in the new day.
traveling around 12 trillion miles per year. That's 2 light years annually, roughly the distance between the Earth and the Sun 130,000 times. With an average occupancy of 1.5 passengers per car and 25 miles an hour, that's 720 billion hours of passenger time, or 82 million years. Humans spend 82 million years of time inside cars every year.
Damn.
82 million years ago was the late Cretaceous period at the end of the Mesozoic era, the height of the dinosaurs. The Earth looked like this. Bees were pollinating the first flowering plants at the end of the Mesozoic era. Bees. Now, what's the
Big B,
value of an hour of your
probably.
time? Well, that depends who you ask, but 720 billion hours times anything is a very large number. Then there's safety. With traffic fatalities still on the rise, it seems we're getting dumber faster than the cars are getting smarter. For those of you with a manual transmission, steering wheel having hoopty in the garage, don't sell it. These babies will be cherished by collectors as artisanal classics from an era when humans made the machines and operated the machines. And we still get asked why Ferrari trades at 50 times PE. The next time you're flying in an airplane on a clear day, take a look down at the Earth. Notice all the roads, the parking lots. See how much of our planet's surface area is devoted to vehicle transport. If AI can drive thousands of times safer than humans in 2 dimensions in the pedestrian-filled chaos of our cities, navigating in 3 dimensions is a walk in the park. Now consider what AI can do for our antiquated air traffic control systems. We estimate the low-altitude economy can eventually surpass the size of the global car market. On our calculations, one eVTOL can generate as much revenue as 10 to 15 Ubers. Advances in e-motors, energy storage, material science, communications, and compute will make flying cars ubiquitous and take some of the stress off the surface of our planet.
Damn.
No, not that AWS.
But
This one.
wait.
Elon Musk recently posted.
Before we get to the weapons, but yeah, the flying cars are coming.
Oh yeah, they already have them in.
They've
Oh,
got lots of
it's
different.
actually.
I've seen like lots of different types of flying vehicles, but yeah,
Mhm.
the flying like regular cars and they're coming. They're coming.
And they're going to be autonomous, I guess, because they're not going to teach everybody how to fly a car, right? Like it's going to be
Well, yeah, the ones I've seen now are not autonomous, but it's coming.
it's just like riding a bike. Just get in and go. I can't even imagine. That's
Yeah,
so
I mean
cool.
it's coming. Yeah, safer to fly than it is to drive, as they say, right?
They say until
So.
people get up there and start doing donuts and shit and like having sideshows out here, like
Mm.
yeah, I don't like it. It's not a good idea.
Makes more drones in a day than the United States makes in a year, and that all future wars will be fought with drones. Let that sink in. With conventional technology, it takes 5 people to operate one $30 million drone. With AI, one person can operate 100 drones. Redundant, resilient, if necessary, attritable, working as a team in an autonomous swarm. asymmetric
Who the f-
capability that may
thinks
call
that's
into
a good
question
idea?
the
Who
very.
thinks that's a good idea?
Well, I think it's one of those things where the cat's out of the bag. You
Why was
can't
the
put the
cat in the
toothpaste back in
bag?
the can't put the toothpaste back in the tube type of thing, you know?
Yes, but okay, so we're there. Then who thinks it's a good idea to keep going on that path? Because a drone war is like,
But you can't not because somebody else will.
I mean, take that L. We'll see you in the next lifetime because that is so dumb. I do
You can't
not
not
want
do
these
it,
people in charge.
but you can't not do it because somebody else will. You can't ignore it. You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do?
Can you imagine? Can you just
Yeah,
imagine the sky black with drones because
yeah. I
they
try
got one
not
more.
to.
They got it's like the old lady that swallowed the fly. Like she yeah, stay with me, stay with me. What did she do after that? She freaking swallowed the spider to get the fly, and then she swallowed the cat to get the spider and then the dog to get the cat and it's like at the end of the day she ended up dead because you can't go you just keep getting they got more drones and we get more drones and then they got a bigger drone and
Well,
they
yes
leave
and
it.
no, but it also helps as a deterrent. Also, we can't do this because they can do that. We're not going to do this because they can do that. It's also that.
She swallowed a dog to catch the cat and it all started with a fly. It does not end up well. We've read the story. Okay.
World. When Elijah Otis invented the safety elevator in Yonkers, New York in 1852, the venture capitalists of his time may have struggled to imagine how elevators would change architecture forever. This is New York City before the elevator. This is New York City after the elevator. We think of a reusable rocket as an elevator to space. SpaceX has reduced launch cost 10x while increasing payload capacity 10x, while increasing satellite bandwidth 100x. That's a
Damn.
10,000x improvement in cost per gigabyte of saleable capacity in orbit. SpaceX is creating an all-new internet that provides downlink connectivity to everything. Every car, every plane, every drone, every ship, every home, every business, every phone. On our model, SpaceX grew revenue by 60% in 2024 to $14 billion, reaching $66 billion by 2030 on our estimates. The company's latest tender offer
Best
valued SpaceX at approximately $350 billion, according to PitchBook, making it the most valuable private company in the world.
question, just for my own knowledge. Do you know because like we're not buying anything spaceships. I don't subscribe to SpaceX. So how does it make money? Like who gives SpaceX the money to be
I
where
don't know.
you don't know? I know he has
Well,
government contracts, a ton of
yeah.
them.
I mean, the way that you said you ascribe it to, you started off saying that you don't necessarily believe they're going to space in the first place. So I wouldn't know how to
Well,
answer in that context.
I'm more so mean I don't know what he's putting that web above us for. I don't think it's to give internet to rural says. However, this makes more sense. What he's saying here is that it's a connection, it's a web to connect every single thing for a surveillance. I mean, it's a government operation at this point. That's who gives them money.
Um, okay.
I mean, also,
I don't like to necessarily call it a government operation because I think it's kind of above governments. I think,
yeah, I mean, if you have
people
more
want to rule
money
the
than the
world.
government,
Yeah,
hmm
people want to rule the
yeah,
world and they're going to do what they can to make it happen.
the autocracy, right? Like that's the whole concept behind it is the the I mean, sorry, the technocracy. The technocracy. It's like those who control tech control the world, right? Is
No,
that no?
no,
Technocracy? No? What is
that's not
it?
what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, what I'm talking about
But
are the people that you never see, from the bloodlines you never hear about, from the shadows that are communicating with creatures that may or may not be from this realm or whatever, that are putting together these sort of plans, and
okay.
they're waiting for the technology to catch up to where they want things to go because this is always where I think some things live longer than
Right. Which means that
80 years.
possibly those entities that you're speaking about are giving us the technology to push it forward. Like
Not necessarily giving it to us. They can't really give it to us.
They're opening portals for us to
But
receive
like
it.
I said, yeah, they're giving us knowledge and allowing us to develop it, because we have to get it, otherwise we can't really make it. You can't, like if you give somebody a gun with
Hmm.
6 bullets, once those 6 bullets are gone,
Right. And so what's the
it's
rush, I
it's
wonder
nothing.
now? Because it's moving so fast. It's moving much faster
Well,
than
I
it
don't
ever
think that
has.
it's a rush. I think that it's a snowball. You know the
Mm.
cartoon
Like you
when you
said, the
start
cat's
pushing a
out of the bag.
snowball
Yeah,
and
you
it's
can't put it
super
back.
hard and you're trying to
Hmm.
push it and push it as it goes down the hill, it gets bigger and goes
Bigger and
faster.
bigger, and
Yeah,
yeah, and then it's
that's what I
all
think.
run away. Also, I just wanted to say that because so if they're saying that AI is going to make road travel and air travel safer, right? So I just asked the GPT how many people die by auto accident globally per year, and it's 1.19 million people die. So it's kind of weird. It kind of is counterproductive to their depopulation plan. If that's so, they're going to have to find another way to kill 1.1 million people. So watch your food, y'all. Something.
That's funny. All right, all right.
On October 4th, 1957, shortly after 7:28 p.m. Eastern Time, the U.S. Army Signal Corps in New Jersey detected an unusual beep beep signal at 20 and 40 megahertz. The Sputnik moment meant the Soviets beat the United States in putting a satellite into orbit, creating great anxiety in the Pentagon. In May of 1961, President John F. Kennedy announced the goal of putting a man on the moon and bringing him safely back to Earth by the end of the decade. And in that moment, countless 8-year-olds in the U.S. wanted to become astronauts, and U.S. math and science proficiency skyrocketed. National security is a powerful innovation catalyst. Competition with China is reawakening the Apollo spirit and catalyzing policy and public support for the next era of innovation in the fields of AI, cyber, space, robotics, and quantum. The United States didn't put men on the moon just to collect rocks and do donuts in a lunar rover. They did it because if we didn't do it, someone else would have. A tiger cub learns by watching its mother hunt. A human-shaped robot learns by watching you drink coffee, flip a hamburger, hit a forehand, or miss a 3-foot putt. Why humanoids? Because the world was made for humans by humans, and there are over 8 billion of us to watch and imitate. First adoption, starting now, with the most boring, repetitive, dangerous tasks and environments where you can control for temperature, weather, light, humidity, and where humans are in predictable areas. A manufacturing line, fulfillment center, kitchen, a lithium mine. The TAM, there are nearly 4 billion people in the global workforce with an average annual wage of $10,000. That's a global labor market of $40 trillion. One humanoid leased at $5 an hour can replace 2 human workers making $25 an hour, supporting a net present value of approximately $200,000 per humanoid. The U.S. labor market has 160 million people. Every 1% substitution by a humanoid is worth over $300 billion, or around $100 per Tesla share.
Yeah.
What's crazy in my experience, this is
So how
in
can our
working in production. This is my experience, and I'm not. This is race based, but not racist. Is that Mexicans, in my experience, work like that. Like they work hard. Like for every line, there's five. And like on my production team, I love hiring Mexicans, and I pay them well, But like
Yeah.
real talk, but you want to get rid of all of them and move these in. I'm confused. It's
Well,
rough. All right,
apparently they're even better than Mexicans.
I see. But Mexicans are
Oh
probably
my
training
God.
them, which is messed
I
up.
was just kidding. I was being real. I was just never
I
mind.
know
Never
you weren't. That's actually real talk. That's messed up.
clients express a view on the embodied AI theme, Morgan Stanley presents the Humanoid 100, a global mapping of equities across a range of sectors and regions that may have an important role in bringing robots from the lab to your living room. We divide the robot into the brain, body, and integrators, semis, sensors, batteries, actuators, encoders, harmonic reducers, screws, bearings, connectors, magnets, rare earths, and many more. This is manufacturing as a percentage of US GDP since World War II. Just look at this chart. It's not just the magnitude of the decline from nearly 30% to 10%, but the persistent, uninterrupted linearity of the decline, decade after decade, for 80 years. How much further was this going to continue before we realized that it may have gone a little too far? Morgan Stanley is making a strategic commitment to telling the story of embodied AI, leveraging our platform and relationships to help our clients identify the next crop of multi-generational compounders, transforming industries and creating new markets we believe can exceed the size of today's global GDP. The intersection of AI and the physical economy offers the chance to disprove Carl Sagan's 1995 prophecy. History books will be written about this time and the next 5 or 10 years. The impacts
AI.
across markets and geopolitics are likely to be profound and far-reaching. The Morgan Stanley research team is here for you as we navigate these consequential times. We are grateful for your partnership and thankful for your business. Stay human.
I hate him. That was so dirty. That last sentence was so dirty. It makes me want to cry. Oh God.
Yeah,
We're thankful for your business. Stay human.
yeah,
How
yeah.
about that's crazy? What a little
This is what
man.
we have planned for you. We're going to allow this and we're going to do that, and this is where we're going. And this is, listen, the one of my biggest takeaways from this, I think, investing. If you're going to invest,
Exactly that.
I
You
mean,
see what SpaceX is projected to do. You see what these chips, these companies. Yeah. I mean, I hate to buy into that system, but when you're playing in a game, you got to play by the ruls, you know?
it is what
You
it
don't have
is.
to. You could flip the board, though. That's always an option.
I wish I was in a position to flip the board, but I'm not. I could flip my
Yeah,
own board.
it's a heavy board, so I feel like everybody has to flip it, or
Yeah,
at least
we
a
we
percentage.
collectively could maybe flip the board, but
I'm
myself,
in. I'm in.
I got
I'm
to bet
all
it
about
back.
it. Like I hate following the rules of a game that's rigged.
Hmm. Yeah, it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, actually. I thought this was going to be more about robots and robotics.
Me too. Yeah.
But it was just in a way far more generalized kind of way.
Well,
And they
yeah.
showed all different types of robots doing all different types of jobs, so they weren't just on the humanoid robot thing.
I think
And yeah,
China, we'd
you
have to
put
look to
AI
China.
into a
They have a
robot,
lot of,
and
yeah,
I'm like,
exactly that.
just imagining that fruit fly and how it collects data, and then just applying that to AI and how it collects data.
Well, they
Like
have those,
everybody
the
in their
little
car, all
drones
the
that are the
data, like
size.
82 million years in a
Yeah.
year we spend in the car. That's crazy data.
Yeah, but the flies is a thing already. They do the drones, the surveillance drones that have the eyes of fly. That's why they use them so that they can see like in this kind of 360 and and send the data back to
Yeah.
the
Oh
powers
yeah.
in the high offices. They have one now, I heard, the size of a flea. Like,
Yeah.
how are you going to see that? How are you're in danger.
Yeah, they've had smart dust for a while. So, there's
That
that.
yeah, that collects data too. Yeah. I don't yeah. That's cool. I don't like it just
Yeah,
man,
it's
this
a
world's so
lot, huh?
campy. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a
It's
lot.
really,
The world is,
and I
yeah.
want people to know though, like people should know how for real this is. It's not just a
This is
cool
like,
feature
yeah,
on
ain't
your
nobody
phone. This is like
playing.
some other shit.
Yeah, they got you focused on some bullshit. They got you focused on, you know what I'm
Exactly
saying?
that.
Some like this, that, and the other. While meanwhile, they
Memes and
are,
scrolling and all this stuff. It's so yeah, meanwhile, AI is
oof.
yeah.
Mm.
And it's like, it's like McAfee before he passed away, RIP, maybe.
Yeah, right. You believe that,
Right.
right?
He said that, if you want to go off grid, it's basically too late. Like it's
Yeah,
too late. Like
yeah.
it's everywhere. It's everything. And an example I read in a book, I probably told you this before, but I remember reading it and being like, oh, that's so crazy. is that since they collect from all these different sources and that feed into one profile of you that just gets spit out to whoever needs it, um, if you were ever trying to go off grid, if they wanted you for something and you left everything behind, you took out all the batteries, you didn't bring anything with you, no technology, all you have to do is stop at a store in bumfuck wherever you ran to and buy some Cheerios, and all of these data points will come together like, oh, well, this person, we have a person that stopped at a store here and bought Cheerios, and they also bought Cheerios, and because they already know that Cheerios is your cereal, you will have
Right.
beds at the door within like 5 minutes of you
Right.
buying that cereal, and that's how serious it is.
Mm. Okay. All right. Well,
Right.
yeah, it's serious. I got no advice. I got nothing good for you except this is what's happening. Be
And enjoy the
aware.
show, you know.
And
It's an interactive one, but
yeah, I mean, I don't say enjoy the show. I just say be aware,
yeah,
stay as tight and prepared as you possibly can. That's it.
keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, for sure. Watch your
All
six. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, for sure. For sure.
right. Well,
All right. I'll holler
see
at you tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Late.
Later. Wait, are you ready?